My name is Chris Bell. I'm going to talk a little bit about where we are in the administrative processes related to this project. The first of these is the secret process. Could we have the next one, please? Believe it or not, this is actually a simplified diagram of the process. The good news is that all of the things that are shown in green here have already been completed. The point in the process where the project is now is indicated by an arrow at the bottom, and that is provision of the final EIS, Environmental Impact Statement. Last spring, you may recall, we had the draft Environmental Impact Statement. It was reviewed extensively in the community. There was a public hearing at UTRI-C. Many of you came and spoke. Many of you sent in written comments. The purpose of the final Environmental Impact Statement is to respond to those comments that were substantive, that is, were addressing the environmental concerns. And so the final document should address all of the comments that you provided, and we hope that when the final is available, which my understanding is it's imminent, we hope that you will look at it very closely from that standpoint. The whole idea of the secret process is to avoid or mitigate environmental impacts. You'll be glad to know that when considering environmental impacts, people are considered to be part of the environment. So we're looking for impacts not only on critters and plants, but also on the community in which a project will be built. The reason that we collect all this data is as input to various approval processes. There are a number of permits that the applicant has to get in order to build a project, and they need information. The people who make those decisions have to have information about the project. The environmental impact process gathers that information for them. As I said, the FEIS is imminent. Can we have the next one, please? There are a number of approvals that the applicant will have to get. They did file for some of these back in April of last year. Most of them were deemed to be incomplete at that time. In part, the problem is because the secret process has not completed. The various agencies that have to make these approvals don't have all of the necessary information. So once the final environmental impact statement is available, it's likely that the permitting process will go forward as well. Those permits address the things that are on the slide. They don't want to do a little excavation of the lake. They want to have their own water system, sewer system, docks, stormwater. We're trying to keep stormwater separate from wastewater, from toilet flushes and things, because you have to treat wastewater, but you don't want your wastewater treatment plant to have to deal with stormwater, which is relatively clean to begin with. So that's it. There are also zoning conflicts. This entire property is zoned as Residence A, which is the most restrictive zoning in the town of Rosendale. And there are several aspects of the project that do not agree with the restrictions of that zoning. The applicant has basically two choices here. They could apply for a number of special use permits and a few variances from your zoning code, or they could actually amend the zoning code to make it more amenable to their project. They have mostly taken the second path. They've submitted two different zoning amendments to the town board for consideration. There is also a zoning revision activity going on in the town in response to the comprehensive plan. You have a zoning review committee that is looking at how to integrate the comprehensive plan with the zoning law and make the necessary changes. Depending on what those changes are, the project might be able to go through under those changes and not have to deal with special use permits and variances. Thank you.
Our next speaker is going to be